Hey, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for joining me today for another yoga flow. Today's yoga flow, I'm going to take you through another 5-minute flow. You guys seem to really like the shorter flows. I get it. So today's 5-minute flow, we're going to go in the opposite direction. So if you missed my first one, it's a 5-minute morning flow, so be sure to check that out. This is going to be a 5-minute nighttime flow, great flow to do before bed. So you can do this flow cozy. You can even do this in bed if you'd like, up until a certain pose. But without further ado, we'll get started. Beginner level, no props required. We're going to start in child's pose. So, coming lengthwise to the mat, bringing your knees out to the short side. On each side, big toes are going to touch. We're going to send the hips back as we exhale. Inhaling to reach the hands towards the top of the mat, and I'm actually going to ask that you stay on your fingertips here as you bring the chest down and towards the mat. You don't have to rest your head per se. We're just trying to get that really nice stretch in the chest and the shoulders and the upper back. And being here, we're going to breathe in and out of the nose for 4 deep breaths. If child's pose is a little uncomfortable for you, you can also take a block, a bolster, or a pillow and just slide it under the pelvis to give a little bit more support. And if this isn't accessible with the arms, you can always just fold one arm on top of the other and rest the head there. One more deep breath as we again wind down from our days, releasing any distractions or anxieties we had about the day prior, going into the next day so that we can focus on our most restful sleep. Inhale to lift up slightly and come forward as you send your feet directly behind, placing your forearms on the mat. You'll need a little bit of adjusting here to slide the pelvis down onto the mat. We're going to come into a little Sphinx pose here. So hands and fingers are nice and spread out, grounded to the mat. Once you're here, you're going to lift and lengthen up through the chest, through the mid-spine. Roll the shoulders down and back. Hold here a couple deep breaths, same intention. Pressing the tops of the feet and legs into the mat. 4 deep breaths. You can even close your eyes here as we focus on rest. Releasing expectation. Releasing stress, focusing on this moment we're taking for ourselves. Very good. We're going to lower the chest down to the mat. Bring the hands to frame the chest, elbows in, and we're going to take it a little bit higher as we press up from the mat, coming into our cobra. A couple more breaths here. Really getting into the spine. Spine and back holds so much tension, so much stress. So we're really just trying to relieve any of that before we crawl into bed. Just a simple couple movements, nothing crazy. And even just a little bit of time for ourselves taken is still time for ourselves that we've taken. Exhale, lower down onto the mat and flip over, coming onto our backs. Now, once we're here, you have a couple options. We are going to take a happy baby, but you can take half happy baby. So happy baby, you're going to kick your feet off the mat on the exhale. Grab either the feet, the shins, whatever you can grab, and pull so the knees are coming towards your armpit. And this is a nice steep hip opener. Or if you want to give one side a little bit more depth, you can place one leg down as you keep the other in that same first position. So either way, we're going to hold about 8 deep breaths. So if you're doing the half, you would do 4, and then 4. If you're doing full happy baby, you're going to do the 8. And you can feel free to rock back and forth if you're in that full happy baby as well. Take advantage of the mat. You can switch sides if you're doing half. Very good. Regardless, whichever way you chose to take your happy baby, you can bring your feet both back down onto the mat. Really quick, place hands on the mat. You're going to get a little counter stretch here. Toes are hip width distance apart. Feet are placed firmly on the mat. Hands are framing the hips. Inhale, lift the hips. Tuck them in, tuck the shoulders in and under. A little bridge pose here. Find relaxation in this pose. You're only here for a couple breaths. You don't have to come up super high. You can place a block or bolster under you as you exhale to come down. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, kick the feet off the ground. Place the hands on the knees. And as you exhale, bring the knees into chest. Inhale to push. Exhale in. Inhale, push. Exhale in. Inhale, push, and now take the hands and make circles with the legs. So you can go clockwise or counterclockwise, but you're going to press the legs either towards you or away. Bring the knees out and away from each other and then guide them back in. 3 circles going each way. Good. Release the legs. If you have a wall near you, I'll invite you to bring yourself so that your legs can come up it, legs up the wall. It's my favorite finishing pose for these nighttime flows. If you don't have a wall near you, you can simply just put your legs up, rest them on a pillow or whatever you have, or you can skip this pose altogether and just come into a Shavasana. We're going to lay here, arms wide, letting the feet rest along the wall, dropping in, paying attention to our breathing. And while we're in this pose, this last posture, I'll invite you to take some box breaths to really calm the nervous system before we go ahead into bed. So you'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4, and repeat. If it's not exactly 4, that's totally fine. So inhale as you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll ask you to continue these rounds of breaths, just another couple moments, on your own pace and your own time before we finish today's class. Keep taking those breaths at your own pace if you'd like to continue, or you can place hands to heart center, holding, slightly bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's flow. I hope you have the most restful night of sleep, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.